Welcome in Mage, I'm Rhino, and today we're going to be doing a Ravnica report. We haven't done this before, and we're going to be talking about some cards and how they're going to be great for Ravnica. So I want to, before we go ahead and get to it, I want to thank my patrons for helping out this channel. They have been a humongous help. I cannot thank them enough for helping out the channel, for like the video, the lights, the and all the other stuff. And also, we got a Kickstarter going, and in I don't know how much more days, but
27 more days.
27.
Yeah, 27 more days, I believe.
Okay, so 27 more days, and if you want to enter, please go ahead and go to the Kickstarter page.
The link is in the description.
Yeah, and it's in the description below. And we're pretty much really close into
Oh.
We are that close.
Yeah, this close.
We are that close. So please go there and help the Kickstarter, so that way we can have an online course, and you will also get an award. Let's see.
Okay, Lincoln's in. It says, "Hey friends."
Hello.
All right.
Congratulations, you're the first one on.
First one to chat, at least.
Yeah. So let's see.
So why don't we go over to the list and start talking about the cards.
Okay. First up.
Okay. Now, one thing that we'd like to do in the near future, which I'm going to work on, is we're going to see if we can do this as a Discord and get. Yes, we have just started streaming. So we're going to try to do this as a Discord and see if we can get people to chat with us, actually chat.
So interact with other people.
Been kind of busy working on a ton of other things. So let's take a look at, this is the list of cards that are currently available, and I will let you start talking about.
So first up, we have Sacred Foundry. And so this is one of the Shocklands, and I am really glad that the Shocklands are back. And the cool thing about these Shocklands is it's a in this case it's a mountain plains. So and so if you were to let's say search for a mountain or a plains, then you can get a Sacred Foundry because it's a mountain and a plains. So that's why I like the Shocklands.
So we'll just go through these really quick so you can see. We've got
the Overgrown Tomb, same thing.
Okay. And what guild is that?
That guild is it is the Golgari. So Steve Vince, that's Is It?
Is it what?
Yep. And Temple Garden, that is Selesnya. And let's see, what else? Watery Grave, that is Demure. So close. It's like, got it.
Shocklands were printed at rare.
Yeah. And so you can only get them pretty much in a pack.
Well, yeah, they're in packs.
Yeah, they come in packs, and so.
Okay, first card is Boros.
Boros Boros Challenger. 2-drop 2/3 Mentor. Now this is one of the new mechanics. Whenever this creature attacks, put a 1/1 counter on target attacking creature with lesser power. So it's leveling up a little creature, and you can do 4, 2 generic, a white and a red, and you can give it +1/+1, and it has a colon, so you can do it over and over again.
So as long as you have enough mana, you can boost, and get something else to have +1/+1 counter. So let's talk about this first from the standpoint of the pre-release. Is this going to be a good card in a pre-release?
Probably not, because...
Well, keep in mind that this pre-release is going to be centered around the guilds. So getting a red and a white.
Yeah. So a red and a white, you would get in dual lands. Maybe the shock lands, maybe. But yeah, either way you're gonna get both of the colors. So
yeah. I think this one's going to be pretty reasonable for the pre-release.
Yeah.
Limited, I think it's going to probably be reasonable as well. It's not going to be a first pick because people are going to be looking for the colors that they're going to be going with.
Yeah. So.
But it's going to be reasonable and standard. But yeah. It's going to shine in Commander.
So maybe in Brawl, but yeah. But anyways, so Commander is going to be so fabulous in Commander. So you get lots of land out, you pump him like 4 times, and you just swing.
Okay, so that's our Boros Challenger with Mentor.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a Golgari card.
Yes, this is Underrealm Lich. It is a 5-drop. If you would draw a card, instead look at the top 3 cards of your library and then put one into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. And you can pay for life and it gets indestructible and tap it for 3. So there are some things in this set that actually likes you having creatures in your graveyard. So you can just use this as an engine and just hope that you get creatures in your graveyard.
Yeah,
oh, it's an elf. Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's an elf. It's a zombie elf shaman. Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
I was kind of hoping that it was going to be a zombie elf wizard. That would be really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's got great stuff for reanimators. But the pre-release, it's going to be pretty reasonable. I don't see why it won't be a problem in a pre-release. Once again, even though we don't know what the distribution of the packs are going to be like for Ravnica, so I don't think this is a first pick unless there's enough in the set to really go, oh yeah, there's no problem using this as an engine. Standard, it's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah.
And I can see it being used a lot in other formats.
Brawl, Commander, etc. That sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's not going to be legal in Pauper, so don't worry about that. Okay, so the next one.
Okay, Firemind's Research. 2-drop. It's an Izzet card. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a charge counter on Firemind's Research. 2, remove 2 charge counters from Firemind's Research and draw a card. So far, pretty good. Pretty good. You can do when in red, remove 5 charge counters from Firemind's research. It deals 5 damage to any target.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know what any target means. So what does any target mean?
It means a creature. It means a player and a planeswalker.
Yep. So it can be any of those targets. It's a cool little enchantment.
Yep.
So it's
yeah, that's gonna be so. Oh man.
Yeah, in standard, it's going to be pretty neat. It's going to be pretty nice.
Yeah, but in pre-release, it's gonna be.
Because most people run a lot of creatures at a pre-release, so.
I mean, if you need to put it in there, then go ahead, put it in there. But you don't need to put it in there.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely going to work better in something that has a lot of spells, instants and sorceries. So it's going to work better in Commander. It'll work better probably. Lincoln says he'll try it in Legacy. Yeah, there are some Legacy decks that have like no creatures at all. So you know that would be pretty cool. Okay, so let's go to
Is it Viceroy?
Viceroy.
Okay, 5-drop. Is it Planeswalker?
Oops. Yep.
Look at the top 2 cards of your library. And put one of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. And it deals damage to target creature equal to the total number of instant and sorcery cards you own in exile and in your graveyard. -8. You get an emblem with whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell. This emblem deals 4 damage to any target, and you drop in 2 cards. That is pretty cool. And plus, you can't get rid of emblems, so.
Okay. The important thing here is the -3.
Yeah, you can mess around with instant and sorcery spells.
No. In exile.
Oh, in exile, yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it's in exile or in your graveyard, you can mess with it, no matter what, as long as he's gone.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So that's there's not a lot of cards that care about anything in exile. So yeah, that's pretty nifty, I think.
Yeah.
He's going to be a pretty decent bomb in the pre-release. I think he will possibly,
he'll be pretty good in both.
Yeah. Yeah, mainly for his plus ability in the pre-release. Limited, he's going to be pretty decent.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, he's going to be great in Brawl.
Oh, yeah. As the
built,
commander?
Yeah, and they built him for Brawl. They definitely did.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And let's see, Commander, he'll be great in Decks or decks that run, colors.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know what else he'd be great in. I don't think he would be great in Legacy or Vintage. Modern, I can see him being used in a couple of decks, but probably on a trial basis. Okay, next one
is Amara, Soul of the Accord. Whenever Amara, Soul of the Accord, becomes tapped, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token with lifelink. So it's an elf that creates warriors.
White soldiers.
Oh, soldiers, yeah.
White soldiers.
With lifelink.
Yeah.
And it's 2-drop, 2/2. So, and yeah, she's Celestia.
Yeah.
And so she's gonna be.
She's definitely going to be used.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's.
Oh, and also, it says whenever she becomes tapped, Weatherlight.
Yeah. So if she goes to crew a vehicle, she creates another soldier that then can be tapped to crew a vehicle, I believe, unless I think she could do that.
So you can do that at the end of their turn if she's big enough. So you can buff her up and then crew it.
Yeah.
At the end of their turn.
Yeah. So if you have a vehicle and you just want to create soldiers, you can just at the end of the turn you can go, I'm going to crew this vehicle, tap, create another soldier. So
that is a pretty good engine.
Yeah.
I'll go and get me a soldier. I'll go and get me a soldier. I'll go and get me a soldier.
So.
The everlasting legion.
Yeah. So
yeah,
of course she was built for Brawl as well.
Yeah.
And in Commander, I can see her being used.
Yeah, she would be used in in Kaladesh. Kaladesh is about ready to roll out. So in Brawl, the only vehicle able is Weatherlight. But in Commander, you have lots and lots of vehicles.
Well, we also have like the pirate ship in Ixalan.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple of others. And I'm expecting them to have 2 or 3 vehicles in Ravnica. Yes. Now that they've got vehicles, I don't see why they're not going to keep making them. I don't know what vehicles were in Ravnica, but they might have something new.
Maybe a flying ship like Weatherlight.
Yep. Okay. So next one.
Thought Erasure. A 2-drop, Demure. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it, and that player discards that card. And Surveil 1. I wonder what Surveil is. Look at the top card of your library. You may put it into your graveyard. So remember when I said there are some things that get creatures in your graveyard? That's the one.
Yeah. So this is pretty nifty that you can put things into your graveyard. There's a creature coming up that if you use Surveil, it gains a nifty bonus. We'll go over that in a bit. But the putting things in a graveyard seems like something that Guilds of Ravnica really wants you to do.
Yep.
Now this in the pre-release, yes, it will be used.
Oh yeah. It's a duress. And the other blue for the Surveil.
Yeah. And I can see it being pulled in limited, just because even if Surveil doesn't work, being able to force somebody to discard a card, that's going to be great. I can see it being used in pretty much any format. That would be legal in. It's got the Demure watermark on there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And next is okay. Oh yeah.
This is the Buy a Box promo card.
Oh, it's a Buy a Box?
Yeah.
Impervious Great Worm. Okay, it has Convoy.
Convoke.
Convoke. You can tap creatures to pay 1 colorless and or 1 mana of that creature's color. And it also has Indestructible. That is pretty darn nice. And also, it's a 16/16. I'm gonna go and win some games.
So one of the things we were thinking of was this in a deck with Amara. She could create a bunch of soldiers, and you could probably, with Llanowar Elves and Amara, you could probably get this out on turn 5, I would think.
Turn 5, so
yeah,
it's a 10 drop. So you're paying 5 colorless or
well,
5?
no, on turn 5. So if you do a bunch of green, and you use Amara, if you can get Amara out. Wait a second. Amara costs a little more than that, so maybe it's turn 6 or 7.
A 2 drop.
Okay, she's a 2 drop. Yeah, that's right. So and the best hand, you could probably get this out on turn 5.
Yeah. So Amara and Llanowar Elves, great.
Yeah. And you just tap.
And also a vehicle. And so that way you can just go.
But yeah, 16/16 Indestructible is pretty nifty. Now, we don't know if this is, you can only get this as a buy box, or if they have a version of it in packs.
We don't know that, but hey, it's a great card.
Yeah.
And it's going to be great in all formats.
Well, no.
Except for Pauper.
Yeah. You're definitely going to see this in Commander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a game winner. So, what comment just went up?
Okay. You have to tap all the creatures at the same time. You can't just tap one and then the trick. Okay. So, Amara, the creature that she produces wouldn't be used for tapping for the crew.
It says
when she becomes tapped. You have to tap all the creatures at the same instant, okay? And then the trigger goes off. Okay, so that makes more sense.
So you have to tap all your creatures.
Yeah, at the same time. But if you're using Amara to create soldiers beforehand, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, let's get rid of the Impervious Form and go to the Legion War Boss.
Legion War Boss. I've seen this card before. A 3-drop 2/2 with Mentor. And whenever this creature attacks, put a 1 counter on target attacking creature with lesser power. Okay. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token that token gains haste until end of turn and attacks this in combat if able. So no matter what, you're going to be putting a 1/1 counter on it.
Yeah, well, you could be putting a 1/1 counter on it. This reminds you of another goblin, maybe Goblin Rabblemaster.
Goblin Rabblemaster?
Yeah, he's kind of like Goblin Rabblemaster. I mean, every time you tap him, it's like you create another goblin, and then he buffs it up.
Oh, are you thinking of Krenko?
No, Goblin Rabblemaster.
Oh, Goblin Rabblemaster.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah. Yes, that Goblin Rabblemaster.
Okay. So yeah, that is pretty much like Goblin Rebel Master.
Okay, so mono red. He's going to be a first pick in limited.
He is going to be top. Well, if you're going red, definitely put him in there if you got him.
He's a 3-drop, and you know, this is so if you cast him on turn 3, all right, and you do it before combat, you will create a 1/1 red goblin creature that can attack.
Yeah, and
but
it has to attack.
Legion War Boss can't attack because he doesn't have haste. But on the following turn, you know, you've got mentor, and you'll have 2 goblins maybe, so you can mentor either one of those. So I can see him being used everywhere. I mean, and I think he's probably one of the better ones that we've seen so far. Okay.
Okay, Necrotic Wound. Okay, a 1-drop with Undergrowth. Target creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. If that creature would die this turn, exile it. Okay, and so it is a 1-drop removal spell. So you can get rid of the god.
Yeah. And late in the game, when you have a bunch of creatures.
Oh yeah, it's great. But on turn 2, turn 3.
Yeah, no. But think of Surveil. Surveil's going to allow you to put creatures into your graveyard.
Well, that's if Surveil works.
Well,
if you got creatures in your graveyard.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, Surveil is like a scribe, but to the graveyard.
Yeah.
So you can use Surveil to boost this up. Let's see. I need. It looks, I mean, pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
a 1-drop removal.
Yeah.
With instant speed.
Yeah, instant speed removal.
Yeah, that's pretty darn good.
And it would put it to exile.
So that way they wouldn't get, if they did a necrotic wound, then that creature wouldn't count.
Yep, because it has to be in the graveyard. It's, whenever there's a decent removal spell, I mean, it's picked up a lot. I don't see this being quite as amazing as like Fatal Push was, but I mean, it's pretty darn good.
Okay.
Anything else on that?
Okay. No, I can't think of it.
Okay.
Anything else? Narcombee. Okay, so it is a 2-drop, 1/1 flying. Okay, you might be thinking that. But when that is put into your graveyard from your library, you may put it onto the battlefield. That is pretty darn good. So, but when it dies, it stays in the graveyard. That's the downside. But
yeah, Manaless Dredge in Standard is what Lincoln says. Now, the neat thing about this is, you know, this is one of those creatures that you use with Surveil.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So, Surveil, Narcombee. Down to the battlefield.
And well, you put it in the graveyard, but then it goes to the battlefield.
Yeah.
You kind of have to show that. Now, this was also in Future Sight and in Modern Masters. So this is a reprint. And I mean, it's
Yeah.
and,
So
and it's an illusion that doesn't go away when it gets targeted by a spell. So that's kind of neat.
yeah. Yeah, it's not like a desecrated. It's the unblockable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in here. Quinn
Quasi duplicate.
quasi duplicate. Okay, so in 3-drop, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Yeah, I'll go and copy one of my worms.
Yeah.
And you can jumpstart it. You may cast this card from your graveyard by discarding a card in addition to paying its other cost, and then exile this card. Yeah.
So this jumpstart keyword or ability here, obviously the simplest thing to put into your graveyard is mana that you don't need. But then the next thing is, what about other jumpstart cards? So it's like you're not really losing it in the process.
Yeah.
You can still jumpstart it and reuse it.
And also, one other thing about this card is a flavor text. It's amazing. My greatest creation, me. That is really funny. So,
yeah, it's like retrace. Okay, and
sinister and sabotage. And so a 3-drop, counter target spell, and it's a real 1. Okay, so it's a cancel with surveil for 3. Bonus.
oh, KW Heals on Twitch is saying, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?"
I'm doing great.
Yeah. So yeah, counterspell with surveil. That's pretty cool.
Yep. And so.
And I think we've talked enough about surveil. Now this is simple counterspell.
Yeah.
It's going to be full. You'll use it in pre-release. You'll use it in limited.
And in brawl.
Yeah, it'll be used in brawl, commander, for yet a different type of counterspell for those control players.
Yeah.
Especially control where you want to have cards in your graveyard. Let's see. I'm sure this is going to be showing up in modern too.
Yeah, probably, because it's a different name, and you can have a cancel and a sinister sabotage. So you have like 8 cancels. So
yeah, you can just control everything. Okay, and the last card that was spoiled.
Okay, Conclave and
Tribunal.
Okay, it is a 4-drop enchantment with convoke. Yeah, there we go. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. Okay, so it is a what is it called?
It's like cast out or stasis snare.
But it's a 4-drop with convoke.
Yeah. So now things like this. This is in exile, but the big question is who controls the card in exile. So if there is something that right now Ral only does instants and sorceries that you control in exile.
Yeah, but if it was in enchantments, instant, and sorceries, then you could.
If it was a permanent of some sort that were in exile, would it be something? Would this, if you use this, would it be something that you controlled, or would it be something that the original player controlled? So I don't know that that's going to become a thing, but this is probably going to be the premier premier exile card. I mean, we've got Seal Away right now, which is pretty neat, and we have Ixalan's Binding, which is really good.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people don't realize how really good Ixalan's Binding is, especially in Standard.
It's like I'm gonna play, let's say
Colossal Dreadmaw.
Colossal Dreadmaw.
Okay, well, your other three can't be cast.
Yeah. And so yeah, that's a really good
Yeah. Now, Convoke is a keyword that's been used before.
Yeah.
So most people know that.
Yeah, I've seen Convoke in other cards that used in Convoke way back before I was born.
Yeah.
I actually have.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of cards you've seen back before you were born. Yeah.
I've seen Vince.
All right. So that is all of the cards currently that have been spoiled. We let's see. We don't know what else will be coming out, but we do want to do these. We'll probably end up doing the Ravnica report whenever these come out, and we will bring them up. Rao right here. He's the first planeswalker, and he's pretty nifty.
Yeah.
I can see him being used unless there's something out there that's going to be even better.
Yeah. Like, ooh, good.
Yeah. And then of course everybody's going nuts over the Shocklands.
Oh yeah, definitely. They want. Oh, I want more of this card.
Yeah. So now most of the Shocklands, if you buy them on the secondary market, are somewhere around $15 a piece, and now you'll be able to get them out of packs. So that'll be cool. Good quality reprints. Let's see what else. Suppose that's about it for the moment here. Let me.
Okay, so
So we'll go back to this.
Well, I hope you like that.
Well, we're going to talk some more.
Oh.
We're not finishing up right yet.
Oh.
We want to talk about what you want to try to do tomorrow.
Oh man. Let's see. We could do MTG Arena.
We could do Arena. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
We might do Arena a little bit, but tomorrow, probably in our afternoon, which will be people in Europe's evening or early evening, we want to do some Modern.
Oh yeah. Yeah, let's do some Modern.
Yeah, so what we're going to do, we've got 2 almost Modern decks.
Yeah.
We're going to build them up and fiddle around with what we've got, but we might put in some proxies for some cards. We'll be doing this kind of like an open hand sort of playing, and I mean, I can switch to the overhead here, so you can
So.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, we've got cards all
Yeah.
over the place. We've been looking at things. I've been fiddling around with trying to get the green to show up again, and I got the green to show up again underneath me. So that's good.
Yeah.
Been doing a lot of work on stuff like that. And so we will possibly be doing, you know, we'll be doing some proxies.
Yeah, some proxies and.
So tomorrow will be most likely an aggro deck versus an aggro deck.
See which one is faster.
Yeah, we're going to be doing 2 aggro decks. And one is going to be upgrading a challenger deck to be modern. And the other one will be
a modern.
Yeah. So tomorrow, I don't know exactly when. Yeah. Let me turn around and check the calendar. Okay.
Okay, so
But we want to do it as a kind of like a Kickstarter telethon, for lack of a better term.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So is that it?
Okay, let's see what the schedule looks like.
Okay.
What time tomorrow? Oh, this is going to be hard because my wife doesn't have anything scheduled for tomorrow. So if she had something scheduled, it would be during that time period. I am thinking that it will probably be mid-afternoon our time, which would be 2 or 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And we will probably be doing it for several hours.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking this is going to probably be a 4 or 5 hour sort of thing. And
I'm going to become.
Yeah. So
better get your snacks ready.
Yeah, it'll be get your snacks ready, and it'll be, we'll probably have a few breaks in there.
Yeah.
Because I'll probably have to cook something, but yeah.
Yep.
So that's what we're thinking about doing. I hope it is earlier in Sweden. Yeah, it'll be earlier than 3 a.m. I mean, there's a 6-hour difference between, is it 6 or 7-hour difference between us? But yeah, Eastern Daylight Time. So right now it's 9 p.m. So yeah, 6-hour difference.
Okay.
So yeah, we're thinking about a good 6 hours before this time. We really want to do an afternoon our time so we can have a lot more time to work on it.
So is that it?
Yeah. DMC says is going to shop for Hazard Aggro deck tomorrow. I bet I won't find PNE. Yeah. But we will have things up and ready tomorrow earlier.
Yeah.
And
we'll have lots of fun.
We'll have lots of fun, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be pushing for the Kickstarter to, we want.
Yeah, we really want the Kickstarter to shove off, and it's going to be at the Kickstarter page, so you'll see it there.
Yeah, Kickstarter page is listed below. Plus, we've got the ticker going right now. Currently, we've got pledged $146 out of the $5,000 goal. So
yeah,
we need to get that growing. Yep. And let's see. Does Kickstarter charge monthly? No, it's like a one-time thing, and it's an all or nothing. So if we get up to $4,999, and we don't get that extra dollar, then nobody gets charged, and we don't get any money. So, but you know, we let me bring up our Kickstarter page. If I can.
So let's just hope that it's like the last Kickstarter that we did to go to
GP Vegas.
Yeah,
yes.
GP Vegas. So please let the luck be with this channel.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. So let's shift this over to here.
Okay.
And,
there it is.
And we've got. Let's turn off this, and we'll turn off the Rhino cam there. So that's what we've got so far. You know, we have an overview video of what we want to do. We basically want to create a course for new players, and this is going to be like an online course that you would do in college or something like that. We have some stretch goals here. We'd like to get extra money so that we can outsource some artwork to some amateur magic artists. We'd like to guarantee the hosting for at least 5 years.
Yep.
Because this is not going to be done on anybody's cheapy little bitty free web account. And you know, I want to guarantee an advanced section. I'd like to figure out how much it's going to cost to do translations. We'd like to translate it into, I believe Wizards recognizes 11 languages for their cards, so we'd like to get the every video translated into all 11 of those languages, and I'd love to be able to start doing some online advertising. I think this would be really cool.
Yeah, it would be great, and I hope it'll explode.
Yeah, so we've got a list of videos that we're thinking about doing. And we want to talk about formats, and we've got what we want for the advanced section and all that. So that is our main thing that we're working on. And I will probably start building a little bit of it if I can, and on my current hosting account, and see if I can get something to show people so that they have an idea of what to expect.
Yep.
We have most of what we need for an example video, and we're going to probably have that out, I'm hoping sometimes towards the end of the week. And let's see, what else? I think that's about it. So yeah, that's our Kickstarter. Links in the description, so you can visit that, and please, even if you can't put any money towards it, share it and encourage other people to do it. Tell them why this is important, and we're going to get some other people to tell why this is important as well. The professor, his channel is always about the intermediate player, somebody who already knows how to play Magic, that is looking for the best deal on card sleeves and stuff like that.
And like the booster box game.
Yeah, and our channel is focused on the new and young players and getting new people up to speed so that they are intermediate players. That's been our passion, and this is something that is been on our list, our to-do list, since we started the channel 3 years ago.
Yeah. So
Okay.
okay.
Thank your patrons.
Yeah. I want to thank my patrons for helping out in this channel, and this video. But the video's in the channel. But anyways, I want to thank them so much for their support and their hard work. And also, please, back in the Kickstarter, it would help so much,
Yep.
so much, and so that way other people that don't know how to play Magic, now they know how to play Magic.
Yeah, and it's going to be a nice simple course. Yeah, short videos with a little quiz at the end on some of them. There might be a group of videos and then a quiz, especially on the super basic stuff. But yeah.
Like, did you pay attention?
Yeah, well, not necessarily did you pay attention, but you know, we've got some examples of, you know, we've got an example video that we're working on, and then we'll have example questions. So it's definitely something that's going to make people think, and we want to make this GDPR compliant, which is something important that most people don't know about, and you know, we want to become the source for new players to start.
Okay, well, I have more videos coming out soon. So until then, Rhino out.